Hello, I'm Vanessa Keir. Welcome to Evergreen Links for Authors, Part 3. In the first part of this series, I talked about what an evergreen link is, and in Part 2, I talked about how to create an evergreen link with the Redirection plugin for WordPress.org self-hosted websites. Before I get started on today's topic, I'm going to do a brief recap. An evergreen link has two parts. Part 1 is the link that is the permanent link. This is the link that goes in the back of your ebook or on your marketing material. This is the link that the reader clicks on. Part 2 is the URL behind the permanent link. This is the URL that will take your reader to whatever place you want them to end up. This is the part that you will change as necessary. So a brief example, if you include a link to your latest book on your printed marketing materials, the permanent link could be www.myevergreenlinkbook.com, and then for 2018 release, you'd have www.mywebsitebook2018.com as the destination URL. And then for 2019, you would change that to www.mywebsitebook2019.com. You don't have to reprint your printed material because the evergreen link part that's on your bookmarks, etc. stays the same. It's just the link behind that you will change. So when we talked about redirection last time, we saw that it was an easy way to create an evergreen link, but the link is very long. Particularly if you have a long URL like mine, this is not ideal. So my URL is thewriterstextstop.com. And then if I then add pieces onto that to indicate that it's a latest book or something, then it's becoming rather unwieldy. Another downside of redirection is that it only works with a WordPress.org site. So if you don't have a .org site, maybe you have a .com site, or you're hosted with Wix or Weebly or Squarespace, or you have a custom HTML site, how are you going to do this? You could use a link shortener service such as Tiny.cc. It allows you to update your target URL. Just a note, not all link shorteners allow this. So you need to check if you decide to use one of these services, you need to be able to go in and edit the links that the short links are pointing to. For example, if your book is not yet live at the retailer, in Tiny.cc, you could paste or type in a long URL, such as the book's page on your website, where the reader could sign up to be notified when the book is live. The evergreen link will be a URL with tiny.cc / and then you can put in a custom ending. So the URL you put in the back of the ebook will look something like this: tiny.cc / my new book. Once the book is live at the retailer, you log in to tiny.cc, you go to My URLs and find the appropriate link, and you update the long URL with the book's page at the retailer. So let's go ahead and take a look on the website tiny.cc. So if you haven't created an account yet, this is basically the page you will get. You can go ahead and create short URLs without creating an account, but for our purposes, since we want to go back and be able to edit the links, we need to be able to have those stored someplace, so you need to create an account. So down here is the area where you would create the account. I've already had an account created, so I will just go ahead and log in. All right. Once you've created an account and you log in, you'll be taken to this page, which is the My URLs page. And you can see I already created a test URL with the custom ending retaliation. But let me show you how to go ahead and create one from scratch. So you want to go up here to the green circle that says URL. And then you would put in a long URL. So one thing you need to know that when you put a URL in here, you do need to include HTTP or HTTPS. And then down in this part is where you're creating whatever is the custom ending. So this is the part, again, that's going to go in the back of your ebook or on the printed material. So you probably want to make it short but meaningful. So I'll just put in new book and hit shorten. Okay, so now we've got this new URL created, and you have a bunch of options here. You can copy it to the clipboard, you can share it, you can get a QR code for it, you can preview it, and you can hide it from recent. Now, if you want to go through and edit it, you can go to My URLs. So here's your dashboard. It has the short link here. Underneath, it shows you the long URL. So basically, if you watched the video on redirection, this little blue link is the same as the target. And this part here is the same as the source. So basically, again, this Tiny.cc part is the part you will put wherever you don't want to have to be constantly updating it. And then you will come in here and update this part down below when you need to make some changes. And as you can see, you get a few statistics just by looking at this. You get the date it was created, total clicks, unique clicks, and then you get a chart of your statistics. This retaliation link was just created as a test to see how it worked before I made this video. I don't use Tiny.cc for my Evergreen links. I use URLs, which we'll talk about in the next video. So that's why there's no stats here. But if we now have our book live at the retailers, and instead of pointing people to our website, we want to point them to the retailer, just click the link here, and now you have some actions you can take. You can edit, you can apply a traffic filter, you can reset the click stats to 0. Again, you can get the QR code, you could permanently delete it, or you can export the stats in CSV. So I'm just going to click edit. And here's the long link, and then here's the tiny link. So this long link is what I would now go ahead and point to Amazon. Right, so I don't actually have the Amazon link here, so I'll just do, right, and then you would update it, and it now updates it in your dashboard, and you don't have to go back to your printed material or your ebooks and update anything, because now whenever anybody clicks on this link, they'll be taken to Amazon.com. So again, this is pretty simple. You can mark and unmark it as a favorite. You can add a note to it. So you can play around here if this is the choice that you decide on. But basically, that is it for this demonstration. In summary, the Tiny.cc link shortener service is a way to create evergreen links if you don't have a WordPress.org site. You can update the links from within your Tiny.cc dashboard. It's also a good place if you're looking for shorter links than what you can get with something like a redirection plugin. You only want to update the long link, as the tiny link is what you've put on your marketing materials and your ebooks, etc. So that ends this video. I hope you found it helpful. Next time, I'm going to talk about using the self-hosted app URLs to create your evergreen links. Now, this can be a little bit more complicated tech-wise, so I'm actually going to do a separate video outside of this series on how to install URLs. And then the next video in this series will show you how to set up your evergreen links and the kind of tracking that's available once you already have URLs installed. So until the next video, Happy writing. Bye.